What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our goalie career. Today we have an away matchup against the Chicago Blackhawks, and it's coming at the heels of one of the craziest videos I've ever recorded, definitely the craziest of this season. We played Minnesota for the second time this season, and that game had just about everything. It ended up being a 7-6 overtime loss. Little unfortunate how that one ended, but it was just all over the place. We had a really good first period. Then it was a second period that looked like the worst AI performance I have ever seen coming out of the Vegas Golden Knights. But we weren't much better either. We allowed 7 goals. There was unfortunate bounces. There was some really weird plays, some really good goals as well mixed in there. But at the end of the day, if you're giving up 7, it's a very, very unlikely chance that you're going to come back and win that one. So to even grab a point, we'll take it. We'll move on. We'll forget about it. It was a lot of fun to watch, and it was a lot of fun to cast. But it's kind of a goaltending's, nightmare dropping 7 like that. So we'll move on. We'll learn from it. They then went into the Nashville Predators team and another straight overtime loss. So 3-2 in that one. We did pick up a point in both games, so it's not the end of the world. But how about a third overtime game to boot? Last night in Carolina, the boys picked up a 7-5 win. So it's been a little bit of a sluggish week here for the Golden Knights, who are now in first place, overtaking the New Jersey Devils. So great to see that we are being rewarded for our hard work up until this point. And it's the second half of a back-to-back. So I am really glad that in NHL 25, the coach is putting us in for the second half of a back-to-back. But what a tough schedule the Golden Knights have. I know that's not an excuse, but we've already had like 7 or 8 back-to-backs. We have another one next week against, St. Louis and then the Dallas Stars. But for us, this is an opportunity to get back into the net, piece together a good game, help the boys, get their legs in this one being in the second half of back-to-back, and try to weather the storm that I'm sure Connor Bedard and the Chicago Blackhawks will throw our way. There's no free ticket in this game. We've seen that. We've discovered that. Every team has the capability to pot a lot of goals. We got to be good. There's the record, 20-23-2 for the Blackhawks. So I don't want to say they're a rebuild team because they're kind of in the mid-range of that rebuild where they have some good young talent. They got an okay blue line. Goaltending is still hit or miss, but be interesting to see what they do over the next couple of years. But we are here at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois for a matchup against the Blackhawks and the Golden Knights, as it'll be Connor Bedard winning the opening draw against Jack Eichel. Seth Jones now in down deep. Martinez tries to fire it on net, and it will bounce off the stick of Mark Stone over to Shea Theodore. Stone now into the Chicago territory. A puck pushed down the ice. I don't think that is Mrazek in net, so if I'm not mistaken, that's probably Laurent Brossoit. And if it is, he's going to have a tall test with these Golden Knights, who seem to put a lot of goals in the first periods. Hurdle now kicks that one down low. Martinez under pressure from Jack Eichel, who spots Hurdle. Hurdle gets it to Stone, and another shot directed towards the goaltender for the Blackhawks. Teravainen, I believe he spent most of his career so far with Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. So he's on a top line in this game. It's going to be Seth Jones with a bit of an errant stick as we flip that puck through. I don't know if he was just trying to stick lift or if he was aiming for the puck, but he does get a slash on the hands of Mark Stone. And very, very early, Vegas will get a power play. And as I've talked about before, this isn't always the best time to get one. Fresh ice, fresh legs. But our percentage improving to 23.1. Let's see if we can keep tacking on to that total tally, as a way too clean of a face-off. One there in front goes between the defenseman, and now Dermott with a nifty little play up to Dickinson. Dickinson short-handed. Back in front. Dickinson's going to get an opportunity. It's on the side of the net. Somebody grab it. Holy crap, is a scary moment there as the puck is just shoveled, and we are unable to grab that puck from the corner, but it's going to be Holtz now. Minute 20 left in the first power play of the game. Behind the net, Holtz out in front. Over to Pietrangelo, who's down low. And a good poke check there off the stick of the defenseman. And Waugh keeps that one down low. Barbashev over across, trying to feed Dorofeyev. And it's a good effort there to clear this one for the Blackhawks. Minute cleared now as Waugh under pressure. Gets it, spins out of the corner. Now Holtz is away. Alexander Holtz, he's had a great season. Finds Barbashev. Barbashev tries to go 5-hole on Brossoit, and he'll cover up. So some crazy things happening around the league. We're about 8 or 9 games into the regular NHL schedule. Vegas is still flying on all cylinders. It is remarkable to see how good that team has been. It's not just like easy wins. Like, they're getting good goaltending from Aiden Hill and Ilya Samsonov. They have tons of goals. Like, they're scoring like 5 or 6 goals every game. Barbashev is a freak. And then the man who just touched the puck in our game, William Karlsson, returning to the lineup after dealing with family issues or personal matters, not necessarily family issues. Hope everything's good there. Returns to the lineup. Does not look like he has missed a beat or anything like that. He potted a goal. I believe it was a short-handed goal as well. As now we have some pressure, and Eichel tries the one-handed dangle around as he steps to the left. But a great save there by Brossoit again. Eichel keeps the puck moving. Theodore over to Eichel. Eichel alone, and he shoots in. A great glove save there by Brossoit. Yeah, really cool to see Vegas kind of mimicking what we're seeing in our playthrough, where they've just returned to such good form and scoring a boatload of goals. You got teams like Winnipeg who remain undefeated. I believe it's up to 8-0-0 now. Ridiculous start. You got the Atlantic Division where my Leafs play, and every team is pretty much tied at the same number of points. Now, I don't know if that's just because every Atlantic team is sucking right now with the exception of Florida, but it is really cool to see for the first time in a long time the Atlantic Division is basically all tied up at this point. As Corsair will give chase, gets this one back, finds Theodore. Theodore drops it, and the net comes loose here as Corsair makes his way to the front and bumps it off its moorings. So face off here to the right of Brossoit, left side of the ice. It's going to be Nicholas Waugh. Third line remains for the Golden Knights. It's another puck one off the draw for Connor Bedard as Corsair with a good opportunity. Full pressure now. So face off one by Bedard. It's just a good effort by this third line to just hound the player, and it's 7 shots now against Brossoit, who's been busy in the first 6.5 minutes of this hockey game. We talked about it a little bit at the start of this video, but Chicago's kind of in one of those interesting points of their rebuild where, you know, you're a couple of years removed from getting some pieces you needed. Bedard being your big first overall acquisition in a very long time. You pick up, man, I feel like half the Leafs roster is on, former Leafs roster is on Chicago now. You got Brody and Dermott on the back. You got Nick Foligno, who's your captain now, which I think is likely a filler captain until Bedard is ready and Foligno retires. I got to assume that's the path they're taking. You got Mikheyev. You got Bertuzzi, who came there this offseason to play with Bedard. Well, we'll just have to see if it works. I mean, goaltending to me has always been the big issue with them. They have, you know, Mrazek is kind of their starter guys, and it's not even that he's bad. Like, the thing with a guy like him is he's going to face 40, 50 shots every single game because that's the way Chicago plays. But he can't steal those games when you need him to because he's already under such, like, heavy workout load. If he's taking 30, 40, 50 shots every game, 4, 5, 6 goals are going to go in every game. It's not his fault. It's just the way it is. They don't have that stud that can, you know, ease up the defense a little bit and help them back there. But you never know. You never know. Hurdle now. In. Gets a shot on Brossoit, and he'll glove that one out of the air as this top line looks like they're ready for a change. Stamina bar is a little bit drained. Now remember, this is the second half of a back-to-back, and I know a lot of people think that that doesn't matter in the video game. It actually does. They came out with this statistic or this point of knowledge a few years ago when they overhauled the AI. There is actually a system in place in the game where if you're playing back-to-back, a small percentage of your stamina recovery is going to be slower than teams who are not on a back-to-back. So if you ever wonder why, like, Eichel's line, who sits for 2 straight shifts, comes out and they have a tiny bit of stamina taken off their bar, that is why. It's not a big margin, it's not anything crazy, but it is enough to know that, like, the recovery on a back-to-back second half is going to be a little bit slower for the AI. That's why, like, getting off to a good start and getting your legs and the momentum and all that stuff that the AI have built in, that's why it's so important. If you come off to a sluggish start, your AI will never recover. So good to see that they're putting pressure on here. Again, it's first place team to almost last place team. A little bit of a David and Goliath, but you never know what can happen. But all the pressure right now is surely in the other end of the ice. 8 minutes left in the first. 10-3 are your shots in favor of the Golden Knights. We'll see if Captain Nick Foligno can do anything. No, he also will lose the puck. It's just 2 men to 1 every single time. You have the forward dropping back. You have Shea Theodore pinching off the passing angle, and they just always, the outcome is just them leaving with the puck. And now we got to play in front to Alex Holtz, and Holtz rips that one, and a great save by Brossoit as Alex Holtz wanted that back, but Carlson finds Pietrangelo, and now we got them hemmed in. Theodore back, returns in front of Barbashev, backhander, and another great blocker or trapper save for Brossoit. And these Chicago players are exhausted. They get one man back on the ice, but it's going to be another shot onto the goaltender. And that is a busy look in front of the net. 13 shots now for the Blackhawks goaltender. Another thing that'll be interesting to see with Chicago is just the development of Bedard in this game as well. You know, they've kind of set the benchmark as Connor McDavid at 97. I know why they did it. It's his number. They never give out hundreds overall. I do find it funny that if you're saying the top player in the league is Bedard, or is McDavid, why is he not 100 overall? That's not even me saying he should be. I think he's very damn close. And a tip in front by Jack Eichel. And a hard shot from the point. And Jack Eichel in the perfect position gets his 31st of the season thanks to a beautiful redeflect right in front. And that is an unbelievable effort here, as I believe it's going to be Noah Hanifin. And look, we've ragged on Noah Hanifin all season long. But in the last few games, specifically our last video, yes, it was a 7-6 game. He was taking shots, he had a goal, he had multiple assists, he was physical, he was getting involved, and that's another beautiful play to just snap that one on net and hope it hits somebody, as Jack Eichel is right there near the top of the league in points alongside his line mate Mark Stone. But it's Noah Hanifin with a gorgeous shot, almost like a low seeing eye shot that just saw Eichel stick the whole way through. And it is a 1-0 goal with a hard-working period by these Vegas Golden Knights, and they do not look exhausted at all. Eichel now turns that puck over to Teravainen. Anyway, yeah, let me finish that thought. So if the benchmark is McDavid at 97, you got to think that nobody, even if they have unbelievable years, even if they, you know, continue to develop and their team goes far, which all contributes to the rating the next year, 97's the benchmark. You're probably going to see maybe him go up to 98. Maybe guys like Kucherov get to 98 in this game. It'll be very interesting to see what Bedard does, because we know what he's capable of. We've seen it. He's a generational superstar. I think his rating right now is fair. It's like mid to high 80s. It's just because we have only seen him for like a full year. I got to think his AI will probably develop into the 90s, high 90s. That's always a fun part of this game too, is to see who continues their unbelievable career or who dies off and the rating tanks a lot quicker than it should. Teravainen now in down low, dying minutes here of the first period, as Teravainen will ring that off the side of the post. Now, I did see one of your guys' comments from a video a few episodes ago where you talked about me not using the hug a post feature and instead coming out like this. If you're ever curious why I come out of the net like this as opposed to use this feature, is it's something I, to be honest, do subconsciously for kind of two distinct reasons. One is, the main one is, I don't think the system of hug a post is set up properly. If you watch me go side to side, you can almost see it looks jittery and you can see my leg getting stuck in the net. I find that for me personally, I have more goals go in against me if I use the hug post feature a lot because of the way the animations are built. It almost feels like you're tied to a grid in the net and you're getting pushed along points of that grid rather than it being a smooth transition, and that leads for your legs or your arms to bleed through the net and you get tangled up on the net, and I find that allows more goals. The second reason is, even if you're tethered to the post, I find that the AI typically finds ways to go up and over you or pass the puck into worse positions for you than if you just came a little bit outside your post and made your body big. Now, to your fair point, I should be using it more, and I just have to get over that fear of it's going to cost me a goal, because being outside of the net allows for that behind the net pass that they love to do, where they drop it down low behind the net, they pass it out into somebody. Like if I'm over here and they pass it behind the net on the left, my whole net's open and it takes me a lot longer to get back across the crease like this. So it's kind of a twofold. I just personally think the animation isn't where it needs to be, and they have to stop making it feel like a snappy grid point and give me more control over it. But yes, like when it's in the corner, I should be like this. But even there, getting on the post, you can see like I almost like that animation right there. I went to the middle, then back to the left. I just think the animation is not fine-tuned enough to use it in all scenarios. But the alternative is I don't use it, and that also costs goals. So it's a bit of a you know, which one do I want to gamble more? Bertuzzi now across to Hurdle. Hurdle hounded there by Connor Bedard, but he wins that battle. Now up to Shea Theodore, who spots the goal scorer, Jack Eichel. Eichel cuts to the middle. It's going to be Mark Stone, but a good effort there by the defenseman to make sure he has no shot on the net. Bedard, second period action now. 19-4 are the shots. It's very, very heavily favored for the Vegas Golden Knights. Taylor Hall, another injury-prone player for the Blackhawks, gets that puck out of the corner. And now it's going to be Holtz back up to Shea Theodore. Travis Dermott cuts that one down, and errant pass goes right to the stick of Holtz. Hall now as fresh legs for both teams on the ice. Holtz pressured, back to Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo into his own territory behind the net, gets it over to Shea Theodore, who spots Carlson. William Carlson up to Alexander Holtz. Holtz behind the net, squirts free all the way to William Carlson. Hannafin gets it back to Whitecloud, and another good shot from the point from this second pairing defensive group. Just get it to the net and see what happens. I mean, I feel like that's such a common thing, as I believe Mikheyev will be credited for this goal, as it goes off the Vegas player in front of the net. Mikheyev up to 10 now. Oh, I don't think, although it looks like he may have got it. I don't know, like, what did that go off of? Oh, it went off his toe. I think that was going in anyway. Hannafin reacted a lot more like he actually was the one who, but it banked it in. But it was Mikheyev who took the shot in front. A beautiful cross-seam play. One of our players should have had that. But on the doorstep, it's going to be Mikheyev who rips one in front. It does deflect off the toe of Noah Hannafin, but I think it was going to be the back of the net anyway. It's just such a fast passing play. They love to do it. It seems to be effective, almost probably a little too effective. It seems like the new AI cheese, where when the momentum gets going and they start progressing the game, they try to throw that puck in front of the net from all angles. And it seems to work a lot, so why not keep trying it? Hannafin now gets that puck that rebounded in the corner now. Up to Colasar, who spots his line mate, Dorfeev. Dorfeev over to Waugh, and it's a good play by Mikheyev to come back and help out Bassois. Bassois up to 20 saves in the game. 21 shots now. A little bit more life in this second period from the Chicago Blackhawks, and that's kind of been the bane of Vegas for a long time now. It's a good first period followed by a second period that is often sluggish and doesn't lead to a lot of offensive chances. Not that this period so far is sluggish, as you can see, full pressure here again, and another great opportunity for Mark Stone. But it's just something about our second periods that allows the teams to get back in, and for me, I would love that goal back. It is what it is. A little bit of a help off the toe of Hannafin. We know what the rating of my goaltender is. Recovery and rebound control are not my forte just yet. We have been developing our speed and our agility within the net a lot more, and it seems to be getting better. I do feel a lot faster in the crease. But the counter argument to that is, as your speed increases, your control in the crease decreases. So we have to now balance that out with, controlling our goalie, because okay, that's an unbelievable draw play from the boys. It's a face-off win. I think that was Noah Hannafin again. It may have been Whitecloud who threw that towards the net, stopped in front by Mark Stone, and I got to say, that's the most iconic Mark Stone goal in this game so far. Yeah, it was Whitecloud. Oh, he just passed it. And Mark Stone has done this in this game. I feel like all 20 of his goals are the exact same. As you see, Bassois doesn't like that one. And it's going to be another goal from the captain here. He climbs the leaderboard, getting closer and closer to the top with Jack Eichel. And it's just a set play off the faceoff that you love. Eichel wins it cleanly to Whitecloud. He gets to the front of the net. Whitecloud shovels it over to Mark Stone, and he turns and fires with bodies in front of the goaltender. Beautiful play. Martinez now. He'll take it into Vegas territory. Down low, back across, and you saw the one knee from Dickinson as he tries the exact same play from their last goal. Mark Stone across to Hurdle. Hurdle over to Eichel, and I don't think he got all of that one. It was still a really good effort. Mark Stone whiffs on that one, goes all the way into the corners. Foligno now sat down with a big hit from Jack Eichel. Martinez loses the puck. Stone has a bit of a odd man rush here. He has a bit of a break as it looked like Foligno is still a little banged up from that hit. Not quite where he needs to be. Hanifin in front and another good opportunity from the blue line. And this is just a clinic right now. We are approaching 30 shots now, and it's going to be a goal on the 30th shot, as that is Thomas Hertl winning the battle behind the net, and just pressure after pressure after pressure for this top unit. And Mark Stone's going to bang home his second of the night, giving the Vegas Golden Knights a 3-1 lead. And who needs second half of back-to-back when you're making plays like this? Unbelievable. Mark Stone in all alone. Dickinson on the right of his goaltender. Brody not even looking at the puck, and it's just, that's the play. That works. It's a little frustrating that they tried that play so much, but that was drawn up to perfection. Why wouldn't you try that when the goalie is pinned by his own player along the opposite side of the net? And now Hanifin continues his good year. He has climbed out of the gutters. He no longer wants to be the guy that we continue to make fun of. Getting down low, making plays, taking shots, setting up for unbelievable opportunities. And that's just another hard shot that rings off the post. And 31 shots from Vegas, and we just crept past the second half of the game, half of the second period. And we have, I don't think I've ever seen 50 shots in an NHL Be a Pro goalie career. I know we've, in this season, have had like 42 save efforts on 45 shots. I don't know if that shot made it through, but there's a chance that if the boys keep flying like this on the second half of back-to-back, we might get up to 50 shots, now up to 32, and a big save by Bossoit to make sure that it remains a 2-goal deficit. Kind of a weird one for myself. I'm sure a lot of real goalies will say that as well, and it's no different feeling in a game as well, like a video game, is I have 8 shots against. They've already scored a goal on it. It's been a very quiet night that I don't know what some of their AI is going to do on these plays. Like, as the game progresses, you typically are like, okay, this guy's shooting a lot tonight, or he's passing the puck so you can get set up. There's none of that right now. 9 shots compared to 32. And I mean, White Cloud is going to take this one in and make it 35 off 2 more efforts. And you just keep seeing the efforts. A bad line change, a great effort by another defenseman to take advantage of that, get on a mini breakaway, bangs home his rebound once or twice, but some more good saves coming out of Chicago. And full pressure for about the 4th time as Shea Theodore lays into that shot. Now we got some more puck cycling. Carlson back to Pietrangelo, who lays a reverse hit, and he rings it off the post for the 2nd time. And this is just, I mean, Chicago's got to find a way to help out their goaltender. This is just unbelievable effort from the Golden Knights now, but it will be cleared, and Mikheyev in all alone, waiting for a man to come by, exhausted after the long shift in his own zone and in front. And this is where things get dangerous. When you're not tested a lot and they get a good opportunity, you want to make sure you're in the right spot, and we did just that. Barbashev now taking the shot. Corrales into the corner, goes right back to Barbashev, but Taylor Hall, with no stamina left, finds his teammate. You got to think that Chicago has, there you go. There's some bodies getting off the ice for Chicago. Probably could have tried to pass that out to catch them on a line change, but we've had that bite us in the butt before too. We might as well hold on and get a face-off. What a game we got brewing here. 36 shots. 3-1 is your hockey game, and we still have an entire 20 minutes to play after this period. Ridiculous stuff. Pietrangelo now. Alex Pietrangelo finds Mark Stone. Stone will, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. That's probably an AI of a goaltender who is absolutely exhausted. Would 9 times out of 10 save that in the real NHL. But it's a backhanded shot from a deep angle. And it's just, oh God. How about that from EA? You get a slow backhander that goes to catch it awkwardly, bounces off his trapper off the bottom of his armpit, and pops the frickin' bottle. I'm sorry, EA. I'm willing to bet if you put the best pros on the ice, that specific shot will never go in. But it's another point for Mark Stone. It's another goal. It's a hat-trick goal for Mark Stone, who's up to 22 now. I mean, we'll take it. You can hear the faithful here in Illinois trying to get their Blackhawks back into it. What an effort. What a second period. Trying to turn the tail of the season so far with normally falling apart in the second period, have absolutely poured it on here to the Chicago Blackhawks in this matchup as Bedard spots Bertuzzi at the blue line. Bertuzzi regains that puck, tries to find his teammate. Puck squirts free, and it's going to be Pietrangelo who gets there first. Up to Eichel. Eichel with a giveaway in front. Connor Bedard now dumps it down low. He'll give chase. Maybe a line change. Pietrangelo back in front. Way down there for Thomas Hertl, who had a step momentarily, but it's a really strong play by TJ Brody to not allow anything going towards his goalie. Dermott now. Travis Dermott up to Bedard, who spots Teravainen. Teuvo Teravainen, he's also mustered off the puck by a hard playing Alex Pietrangelo. And there's a different look from Bedard, so trying something, anything. Instead of going behind the net and look for that pass, cuts back in front and tries to bang that in. We'll just hang on to that post and make sure it stays out. Can we enter this third period with 40 shots? That one's not going to count. Mark Stones will, and that's 38 shots, 34 saves from Laurent Passois. And my, oh my, do we have a game brewing here. 3.1 left. Wow, dude. What a period. What an effort. And what a shot. Like, we have a chance to see 50 for the first time. That's crazy. One more shot here. It does. It gets trickled in. A great effort by Hannafin just to get a shot on net. I think that may have hit somebody in front. Let's see. Right there. I think it did get tipped. He does take a big hit afterwards. Hopefully he's okay. Fortunately enough for him, it's another 20 minutes coming up and an intermission to regain your composure. And it has been nothing but Vegas Golden Knights. A little upset that one goal went in, because you typically look at matchups where you might be able to get your first NHL shutout. It is hard. It is very hard as a rookie goaltender in this game when your stats are not where they need to be to get shutouts. But when your teammates are as dominant as they are right now, this is the game it could have happened. 20 minutes all that remains in regulation. One shot away from 40 in this one for the Vegas Golden Knights. Bedard. I mean, that's just a beautiful shot. You can't even be mad. You can't even be mad. Connor Bedard absolutely rips this one home for his 30th of the season. And that's where he's lethal, man. And as a team, this is where we got to be careful, because the momentum they get from that, just a smidge too deep in the crease. Like the tiniest amount. Close quarters for Connor Bedard, getting hit by Pietrangelo, able to just, I mean, I just want to see where that goes in, because it felt like I was not close to saving it. It was just a beautiful save, or shot, I mean. Yeah, right there. You can see how I needed to be. My skates needed to be right at the top of this red paint. I'm about a foot too deep. The shot comes in. I mean, we were close. We were so close. Maybe trusting that glove just a smidge too much. And it's just unbelievable shot. Like, that is as about as good of a shot as you could possibly have. And Connor Bedard will rip home his 30th of the season within the first minute of the third period. And we know what can happen. The AI just forgets how to play hockey. Their momentum gets generated through the absolute wazoo. Now, a tip in front. And we will just hang on, get possession of that puck, and now up to 14 shots. Come on, boys, wake up. I know that goal was a little demoralizing coming into the third period, but we still got a 2-goal lead. We still have a bunch of shots. But it's going to be Bedard once again winning a faceoff. And back in front, and there's a big save. Woo! Probably the biggest save of the period for us. That could have easily been another one, as it's a faceoff win once again by a very strong Bedard. Jones takes this one to the center of the dot. He gets us in front, a nifty little pass, and we will spot this one and make a big save on Tyler Bertuzzi on the doorstep, and more importantly, keeping this one in the favor of the Golden Knights, because that very easily could have turned into a waterfall. Stone now, drop passes to Pietrangelo, who gets it on net, and a redeflection in front as Shea Theodore directed that one on net, and a great poke, or a great tip, but not to be there. Come on, Pietrangelo, play that puck forward. All right, there we go. 39 shots in this game for the Vegas Golden Knights. Barbashev trying to make it 40. Barbashev stops, turns, finds Eichel on the last moments of his shift. Martinez now. Back to Bertuzzi, and a big hit by Holtz on him. Up to Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall, second line for both teams. Starting up now. Pietrangelo pinned along the boards, kicks it back free We get tangled up with the Chicago player in front, which allows the boys to get it forward. Holtz, Alex Holtz, tries to cut around TJ Brody, but it's poked free. A great effort once again. Mikheyev, hounded there by Holtz. Come on, kick that one free. Somebody help him out. We got 3 bodies floating around, and none of them are white. Mikheyev, over. Barbashev there first. Come on, guys. Oh, no. I can see the fatigue settling in. I can see the brain hiccups. Here's one right here. Taylor Hall keeps it in, rotates back in front, over to Martinez. Martinez with a shot on net. And where is this puck? As it's going to be Barbashev who just gets back in time. I had no idea where that puck trickled to. White Cloud with the 40th shot in the game for the Vegas Golden Knights. Will we see 50? It's going to be a tall task given how well Chicago is playing at the moment. Noah Hannafin, probably the best defenseman for Vegas in the last couple of games. Dorofeyev now. He loses the puck to Captain Nick Foligno. Like I said, I think that's just a filler captaincy. It's another weird one. Now, don't get me wrong, Foligno's been around the league for a long time. He's a pretty good player back in his day. They don't really have anybody else other than Bedard, and I'm going to guess that they just don't want to rush him into that. But I got to think in a couple of years where Foligno retires, it's got to be going onto the chest of Connor Bedard. Pretty solid game we got brewing here. 12:29 left in the third period. Anything is still possible. We have to be patient. Try and help out the team. A little bit of a sluggish one, and this is definitely the first period where I felt like Vegas might not have it tonight, but the difference is this top line continues to produce chances with Mark Stone spotting Hurdle all alone. Decides not to go to his backhand. It's a good shot nonetheless, and a better save as Bressois will catch that. Shea Theodore, I was about to say Jose Theodore. Holy jumpins, that would have been an absolute flashback. Good old Jose Theodore, but no, it's in fact Shea Theodore with a pretty solid opportunity and another good save by Laurent Bressois. Eichel loses it once again. I feel like Bedard has cleaned him out on almost every single faceoff as Eichel lays the body, and we get that very loud and very weird ice or glass breaking. To be fair, that might have been the first one that could possibly break it. You see somewhere it's like there's no way in hell you'd ever break the glass doing that. 11:10 left in the third period. 8 shots away from seeing our first 50-shot effort, at least of this game, if not ever. Jones. Seth Jones gets it up to Teravainen, who spots Bedard. Bedard corrals it and tries a nifty little wrist shot through the defenseman's leg. Bounced in the corner, now up to Shea Theodore. Hurdle across to Eichel, who tries to cut around his man. He gets pushed off the puck, so some very good defensive efforts here in the third period for the Blackhawks. Teravainen, he gets hauled to the ice. They're going to let that one play. That probably could have been a penalty. Barbashev in, 43 shots on Bressois. Holy jumpins. That's a tough schedule coming up for Blackhawks. It doesn't get any easier. You know, for a team that's struggling to make the playoffs, struggling to put points on, when you got a tough stretch of Tampa, Carolina, and Minnesota coming in the hands after... What did I just say? Huh? Coming after a matchup against the Golden Knights. I was going to say at the hands and coming to the Golden Knights, something like that, and I just said a very moment. Anyway, moving on. Carlson pushed off the puck over to Barbashev. Barbashev drop passes it, loses it. Dickinson's there first. Smith will take a shot and bounces off the outside of White Cloud's skate. Holtz, 7:55. Shots are 43-19. It's been a quieter night in net. There's a 44th shot, 6 away from the illustrious 50-shot effort. 40 saves now for Bressois. I mean, yeah, you can look at the score and say, well, it's 4-2. He hasn't done enough. But you look at the statistics, and it shows him having 40 saves. He's been busy, and he's at least kept this a 2-goal game. Face-off nearly lost. It is lost from Jack Eichel, who has looked a little sluggish, a little slow in that face-off dot. Kurashev with an open ice deke trying to find time and space to get that shot off, but it's blocked. And there's a power play as Ilya Mikheyev gets a stick in just the wrong spot at the wrong time. This is going to kill any momentum for the time being that Chicago had brewing. And yeah, just reaching for the puck as Hurdle with a burst of speed tries to take it to the outside. He doesn't like it, but I mean, those are the plays that you look at, and it's like, would that player ever do that? I don't know. I don't like those calls, especially when we got away with one in our own zone. Like, that could have been a power play for Chicago for sure. But it's going to be Ryan Donato who wins that cleanly back to Brody, trying to clear some time off this power play late here in the third period. Donato, he cuts back in. They get an opportunity shorthanded, and you can see the fatigue now for this Vegas team really settling in. This is a fresh power play option, and Holtz is on the ice with less than half stamina. 30 seconds cleared off the power play. Patty Maroon up to Korchinski, who finds Donato. Donato down low. Watch for this passing play, and he does get the opportunity, but a great stick lift in front. That's what you love to see. Yes, their AI learns to do that. Our AI learns to get in position and at least try and take it away. Dorfeyev now back to Pietrangelo, and a hard shot onto the foot. Another save with a minute left in this power play. 5:57 on the period clock. We are up to 45 shots with 7 minutes and 10 seconds of offensive pressure. Unbelievable. You love to see it. Carlson now tries to get a shot on net, and it's going to be Smith who gets this puck to center ice, and he'll just clear it all the way down. Theodore back for the Golden Knights. Stone pushed off. And every time they get hit and bumped and the puck doesn't advance forward, it's more valuable seconds, as Carlson will rip that one into the glove of Brossoit, and he's up to 46 shots, 42 saves now, and he is keeping his team above the water at the moment. There is a breath that they can take. 37 seconds left in the power play. Full pressure now as Hurdle tries to get that one on net, and another great block by Murphy. The defensemen are doing everything properly right now to just give them a chance to clear this penalty. When the AI has a good penalty kill, it really does set up the following shift. Like, it's just like in real hockey. If you have a big kill, you're going to get a lot of momentum. You're going to feel the burst. Right now for this Chicago team, there's been more shorthanded attempts than there has been power play attempts. As Mikheyev now back onto the ice, and it's going to be iCUE with a hard shot that just lands in front on the crease. And 4:20 now left in this period with 47 shots for the Vegas Golden Knights. And that one gets through somehow. And full pressure now after the penalty for Chicago. And there we go. Exhausted goaltender swimming in the net. And that's a great play by Carlson. A nifty little play to get around Jones. He tries to shovel in front, but it's going to go to the hands of the goaltender. And you can see just like that on a dime how fast things can change. You kill a massive penalty late in a period. Your player comes back on, jumps off, a fresh-legged Bedard steps on the ice, and he gets a glorious opportunity at the other end of the ice. And the shot point that ranged off the post. 2 big attempts. Here we go. Odd man rush now. Teravainen. Teravainen will just shoot it, and it just goes up and over. And we just get enough of that one, as it's going to be Bedard with, honestly, not a fan that beat me, but it is what it is. Connor Bedard with his second goal of the game. He will get his 31st, and on a really soft, the full pressure is so lame, dude. It really is. It's such a latent system. Like, this is just a backhander from a nowhere shot. And look at my guy, doesn't even react. Doesn't see it because his vision has been reduced from the full pressure. Doesn't react to it because his stamina has been lowered from the full pressure. It is what it is. That's such a soft goal to give up this late in the period. It is a 4-3 hockey game with 2 minutes left. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, hey, my boy Noah Hannafin. The dude is on absolute tear right now with his 7th goal of the season. Says, you know what? I got one of my own. Walks in all alone and rips this one over Laurent Brossoit's glove. Look at this play. Unbelievable. Noah Hannafin has just redeemed himself completely in my books. What a good shot. What a good effort. And for Brossoit, he just also exhausted, first of all. Wow, dude. What a game. What an effort. 47 now for Alex Holtz. We have a 5-3 game going on. Carlson and Holtz will pick up the assists. 2 minutes left with 2 shots away from 50. Now the question is, do the AI teams stick with what they know, which is the other goaltender comes in? I would laugh if Mrazek's in net right now. But the way this game works is it doesn't care how many saves you have. It calculates. Okay, it's still Laurent Brossoit, which is good. There is a stupid thing where you could have 100 shots and a bunch of saves, and they'll pull you just because of the number of goals. But not to be. Now he's on the bench, and it's going to be Jack Eichel who will try to get that one in. I don't understand why the AI does that. They have 2 steps they can make, as White Cloud is now rewarded with a very gross celebration. You don't really want to do that on an empty net goal when you're up 2 goals already. But it's going to be a 6-3 marker for Zach Whitecloud, who gets his 3rd of the season on the empty netter. Good effort there. What I was going to say is I don't know why AI doesn't just walk one more step into the blue line and then hit the net. But Eichel takes that one, shoots it into the corner. Great effort by Mark Stone. And Kurashev was there, just not in position. And we have another goal by another defenseman. And that will pretty much just do it. 39 assists for Mark Stone, climbing that overall leaderboard. And it's a great game. 49 shots with 39 seconds. Can we see that 50 number? Mark Stone, fire it. Shoot. There it is. Number 50. We have never seen a 50 in this season. We have barely seen a 50 in any of our Be a Pro Goalie career playthroughs. And on a back-to-back night, second half, 51 shots so far have been tallied up by this Vegas Golden Knights team. It's a great effort, dude. Yes, there's now 2 goals I really wish that I didn't give up in this game, but at the end of the day, we have 25 shots for 22 saves, maybe one more depending on how this last 20 seconds go. We will gladly take this one. We will gladly get back into the win column, and we will continue to put points up for this most dominating team so far in this career. The Vegas Golden Knights will remain on top and add 2 more points to this very tough schedule that they got going on. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the final buzzer. It was a great effort in both the start of the second and the start of the third for the Chicago Blackhawks. It's a great effort by Connor Bedard, the solo effort to get 2 goals, to even give them a chance. It's a great effort by Laurent Brossoit to try and just give them a chance to stay into this. There's the first goal that absolutely rifled it. This is the one I didn't like. It was just soft. Didn't make a lot of sense. My guy just didn't even react to it. But when it's all tallied up and it's all finished, we will take the 2 points. And for me, that is all that matters. As we will look forward to our next start. It's got to be in one of these upcoming back-to-backs as well.
I appreciate you calling in here.
There you have it. An 8-8 save percentage. Not my finest work, but it was enough to get the job done. You're going to have nights like that where things just unfortunately trickle past you. It is what it is. We put up another win, like I said, and we will go through our process of simulating till our next start. So here we go. New week. First game is at St. Louis, then we have St. Louis, Dallas. I got to think that we're getting one of those games, although it is a big enough gap where I could very easily see Adin Hill getting both, as he loses it 5-4 in a shootout. Not the best goaltending here the last few games. I will be completely honest with you. We got a coaches meeting here. Let's see what he says.
The young goaltender here. Does he have
we're midway through the season. How do you think you've played so far? Well, we're farther than midway, but I appreciate that. I think I'm doing pretty good. I can't imagine that I have much to complain about. I'm going to be cocky. I'm going to say that. I'll take what I've seen from you so far, Michael, but I think you got more to give. Maintain a 9-4 over the next 3 games. Oh, my Lord. You know what? We've been cocky. Let's try it. 3 games with a 9-4 save percentage. Holy crap, we got to be lights out here. And you got to assume we're getting Dallas here to start. So this could be the worst promised goal I've ever made. But we're going down the path of being a little bit more star focused, a little bit cockier. As much as I disagree with all of them, we're going to give it a go. So there you go. 5-0. Oh, woof. Woof. So we do get the second half of the back-to-back against Dallas. Right now, both goaltenders allowing a lot of goals. We're still getting points and we're still getting wins. So it's nothing to be too afraid of right yet, but we're nearing the end of January. The schedule, well, let's just quickly have a look at it. Look at February. It's this really tough stretch for January, but then when you get to February, we have 2 weeks off right before the deadline. So there's a gap for everybody to recover. We want to finish this stretch strong. January has been an unbelievable month for the team so far, Yes, a couple of weird games here and there, but we're going to dive into this Dallas team and we're just going to do our best. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a fun battle against Bedard and the Blackhawks. As always, make sure you guys are taking care of yourself. Like and subscribe to the channel. We are pushing for 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you haven't pressed that free button yet, smash that button. Let's grow this channel together. And as always, until the next video, take care of yourself and we'll catch you back here in the next one. Bye, guys.